What is going on YouTube, Examples here, and welcome back to some ranked Hearthstone action. In today's video I'm going to be using my Zoo Warlock deck, and as you can see I have got rid of my Face Hunter and I've got rid of my two Paladin decks. The reason behind this is because the Face Hunter was a little bit too inconsistent, the same with the Dragon Paladin deck, and then the Warlock Paladin I don't really think I'm even going to play, so I've got rid of those two decks, those three decks even. And I've got my Oil Rogue and my Zoo Warlock back, or Zoolock back, solely because I want to try and get as high up the ladder as possible this season, because obviously Standard hasn't been announced when it's coming out, so I don't really know why I was trying to get ready for it so soon, when we don't even know when it's going to be out ourselves yet. But nevertheless guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find myself an opponent as always, and I'll see you when I do. Okay guys, so we found ourselves an opponent, and today we are facing off against a Druid, and just looking at my hand I'm probably going to keep all of it, because we can go Void Walker into Knife Juggler into Haunted Creeper, or vice versa, Void Walker, Creeper, Knife Juggler. Plus obviously we've got the Imp Gang boss for turn 3 as well, so I'm going to keep that hand. That's a fairly nice hand for us to start off with, and I haven't really played against too many Druids with this deck, so we shall see how this all unfolds. But standard first turn is obviously to put down the Void Walker. So the person we're playing against is playing with a Golden Druid, but what I will say is some of the people I've come up against with golden heroes haven't really been that amazing. Yes, okay, they've managed to pull out some decent plays, but at the same time they haven't really been able to do too much. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put Haunted Creeper, Knife Juggler down on the board. Sorry, I've got a really bad cough for some reason. Knife Juggler on the board, hit to face. I'm also going to put out my Argent Squire as well, just to get a bit more AoE into the face of my opponent. Plus, we've got a little bit of a board presence. Yes, okay, it's not the greatest of board presence, but it will do for now. So, turn 4 for the Druid, they're going to play Living Roots and get rid of my Knife Juggler. So I'm kind of glad I decided to play the Argent Squire to get the damage into the what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's play the Direwolf Alpha, and I'm also going to buff up my Argent Squire and get rid of his Brand Bronzebeard and attack 4-2 to the face as well. Don't really want to see the Bronzebeard on the board that often, especially with the Druid having quite a few battle cries. I don't really want to be seeing something like that very, very early on. Plus we've seen both Living Roots now from our opponent, which means we don't have to worry about that. And he's armouring up, I'm guessing, to put a little bit of damage down onto my Void Walker. So all in all, he's had a fairly good turn right there. So we have the now we have the Iron Beak Owl in case we need to use it at any point during this game. So let's tap. Also got Implosion, but I'm going to put obviously a Haunted Creeper on the board, get a bit more board presence going down. Plus obviously we've got the Implosion and also the Iron Beak for anything that my opponent does throw onto the board that I don't like the look of. So at the moment we're having a fairly decent start to this game. The only thing I'm really worried about is a Wrath onto my board, or also what's the other one? I can't remember what the other one is. But I'm a bit scared, I guess you could say, of that. So what I'm going to do now is play my second Knife Juggler and also put the Imp Gang boss onto the field as well. So that is the exact target I wanted my Knife Juggler to hit. And yes, okay, right now we're only doing chip damage, but any damage is damage at this moment in time. Plus we've already seen quite a few of the key cards for the Druid. Now they've played the Loatheb, so this next turn coming up we can't really use Implosion like we wanted to, because obviously it's going to cost us a lot more. So I'm trying to think, where is the best place to pop Direwolf Alpha is probably going to be in between the Knife Juggler and the Ardent Squire. Nerubian Egg's quite a nice draw for us as well, but I'm going to keep that in hand. I'm trying to see, we could trade Knife Juggler and our Haunted Creeper into Loatheb. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay. I would have preferred to have Knife Juggler still on the board for that particular reason right there. In fact, I should have really attacked the other way around, but mistakes are made obviously in games like this. So let's also do this, and I kind of want to get rid of this as well, and then we will attack to the face here. The reason I'm not using something like Iron Beak or Nerubian Egg right now, obviously Nerubian Egg probably really want to keep that for when we have Defender of Argus, and Implosion, a card we can use on the Azure Drake quite easily, and then Iron Beak again we could use on the Azure Drake if we so wish to, but I personally hope that we manage to deal 4 damage to this to the Azure Drake with the Implosion, even though it's not really going to be able to obviously fill up our board because of the board presence we had to start with, but at the same time it's decent board presence nevertheless. So let's get some more damage into our opponent right here. I'm also probably going to tap this turn as well, considering we're still on 26 health. Another Void Walker comes down, so I'm actually going to put that on the board as well, just so we have a couple of taunts on the board. Obviously something that can clear my board is not going to be something I want to see, but I'm not really too sure what druid this person is playing. Force of Nature is actually a good card because they can clear off both of our taunts, but other than that they can't really do anything else, and they all die at the start of the next turn, so I'm not really too sure what he's doing here. Okay, so he's gonna, that's probably a better play for him. Attack with his hero into the Void Walker and then attack the 2/2 Direwolf, because obviously his trees were going to die that turn anyway. So what do we want to do here? I think Pilot Shredder is a good choice for us. Pilot Shredder, Nerubian Egg and tap possibly, that might be a good choice. In fact, that's what we're going to do. Pilot Shredder, Nerubian Egg and tap, just to see what we get. Power Overwhelming will be a nice card for obviously next turn. Let's do I want to clear his 2/3 off the board, or do I want to go face is the question. Let's go face. So I know exactly what I want to do next turn, which is Power Overwhelming the Nerubian Egg, and then obviously it dies anyway. So Power Overwhelming the Nerubian Egg even, attack for 4, and then never mind, we don't need to do that anyway. But what I was going to do is Power Overwhelming the Nerubian Egg, attack for 4 damage, and it dies and becomes a 4/4 anyway. But nevertheless guys, we managed to pick up the victory in today's video, and we also managed to level up our Warlock. Plus we've got a victory towards our next quest as well, which is win game 3 games even with the Warlock. But nevertheless guys, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, rating and subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot to me. Links in the description down below will be to my Twitch, my Twitter, the sponsors Nifty Customs, my organisation and also my teammate. Any constructive criticism or feedback, just leave it in the comment section down below. Now I shall see you in tomorrow's video.